Welcome back to Studio 5. Okay, if you are already tired, if you're already exhausted of monitoring your child's screen time this summer, we can help. Today we're sharing some solid tips to help you manage that screen time. No nagging required. Sarah Kimmel with the website Family Tech is joining me in studio. Great to see you.
Yes.
And I know at the core you are a big believer in helping kids manage both time and technology.
Oh, for sure. Like, I don't think technology is the bad guy. You know, I'm a very tech positive person. So I just want to make sure they're using it and not it using them.
Yeah, a lot of parents regulate screen time, but they get tired of the constant nagging. And you say, you don't have to nag.
You really don't. Yeah, there's so many things you can do. The first thing being just set up the parental controls on whatever device or even your Wi-Fi. Because if it's shutting off automatically, there's no negotiation. There's no, you know, oh, can I just have like 5 more minutes or whatever, because it's shut down. You're like, I mean, you probably can grant it. We'll talk about that. But the automatic of it just kind of eliminates all of that.
So I was going to say, it becomes a peaceful negotiation. There really isn't any negotiation.
Right.
The decision is made ahead of time. Maybe you have even sought their buy-in or
Yes.
sought their opinion on that. And then through what, a router? It just shuts down?
So yeah, I use a Wi-Fi router called Griffin, and it basically shuts down the internet at a specific time every single night. Or you can grant like windows, so they only have an hour of screen time every day. So you can really set up different schedules that just happen automatically.
And there are some parents out there I know who the big deciding factor for them and screen time, their kids and screen time, becomes if the chores are done or not, right? If I've done something productive with my life and my day before I pick up a tablet or a phone.
Yeah, so that's actually my favorite thing to do. Every morning I hop on my device, I shut down access to all of my kids' devices, and then they have to show me that they've done their chores, and then I'll open everything up. So it's just no temptation right when they wake up. They go, they get their chores done, they go outside for a little bit. You know, there's a whole checklist of things they have to do in order to get access to their technology for the day.
And some of this age dependent, but I bet it gives you that mom peace of mind that I'm raising a balanced human. Like, they are not just sucked into the interfere for, you know what I mean, for hours on end. They have done something
for sure
that actually contributes to their growth and their sociability too. So once kids do chores, they get the access. Do you give them screen time the rest of the day?
No, so what I do is I grant smaller windows. So like, I'll give them an hour of screen time after they've done everything, and then after that hour's up, it creates these natural breaks. So I'm not going to manage that, oh, they only get 1 hour for the entire day. You know, I'll just break it up into these windows so that, you know, they come, they check in. I'm like, hey, you know, why don't you go outside for 5 minutes? You seem like you've been inside for a little too long today. Or, you know, oh, hey, you know what, the trash needs to go out. So it creates these natural breaks for them, and then they can go and do the things they need to do and continue on their day. But I'm not going to like say, oh, you've been on it way too long today, unless I can really see that as part of like their personality.
Yeah, yeah. So creating those small windows, those small pockets throughout the day.
Yes.
And ultimately you do believe, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this, that not all screen time is created equal.
For sure. And I like to say, give your kids and give yourself a little bit of grace. I remember when I was a teenager, we sat in front of MTV literally all day long.
Oh, what was it, TRL?
Oh, I loved TRL.
Oh,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And, you know, that was just mindless activity. And I think a lot of times as parents, we forget that that's kind of what we did when we were teenagers.
We've replaced it with a different screen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so giving them a little bit of grace that there are some things that you can do that are entertaining on your devices, but you also can have good screen time. You can learn coding, you can learn how to crochet, you can learn so much on screens that is not going to be like bad entertaining screen time. So kind of balance that out. You know, okay, an hour of educational screen time, and then you can have an hour of entertaining screen time.
Well, as my kids get a little bit older, it's been interesting for me, at least as a parent, to watch what they're doing at school.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying school needs to be the leader here. Parents are in charge. Parents need to set the guidelines. I get that. But oftentimes, even the programs they're using at school are ones that I previously had been like, nope, we're not doing that. You know what I mean? So I think it's an interesting parental process to consider it from an educational lens and see how that might help.
Yeah, it's definitely a mind shift that you really need to figure out that, okay, you know, not all screen time is bad. So let's just weigh out the good and the bad.
Yes, Sarah, thank you so much. Good advice. I didn't expect TRL to be part of this conversation. I wish I had a video of the time my sister met Carson Daly.
Fun!
Because It took us right back to that whole little moment, right in time. I'm sorry, we digress. Where can we get more technology information and advice from you?
So you can listen to my podcast, Family Tech Talk, or I am Family Tech on Instagram or YouTube.
All right, Sarah, thank you. Thank you very much.